What's up, Co-op crew? Welcome to another episode of Co-op Talks, the place where me and my brother talk about awesome things and do deep dives on specific movies and topics. But today's specific topic is...
Today's topic is A Quiet Place Day One. This is a spoiler-free movie review.
Spoiler-free, guys.
If we go into any spoilers, we'll definitely mention it at the end, but we tread super lightly with spoilers. We hate spoilers, so we won't spoil anything with you guys unless we warn you guys.
Yeah, it'll be just like some fun facts and some of the thoughts and stuff like that.
Yeah, so let's dive into today's movie. So it's A Quiet Place Day One. This is, again, spoiler-free review. Sit back and relax. Take some time to experience this journey with us while we deep dive this cinematic experience. But let's talk a little bit about the first A Quiet Place, right? Do you remember the first time you watched it?
I do remember the first time I watched it. It was an amazing film, dog.
Dude, it was an amazing experience. I think it was me, you, Eva, Lex, and I think that's it.
Shout out to Lex, bro. Hopefully you're alive, dog. We miss you out here.
We miss you too, bro. Maybe one day you'll be in this podcast, bro.
Maybe one day, bro.
Yeah. But I think that was like such a unique movie experience, right? Because when we were watching the movie, no one was making a noise, right?
Nobody,
like
bro.
no one even wanted to eat their popcorn because like everyone was quiet.
I remember, like, there's a waterfall scene.
That
That was the first time I was like, okay, can I open up my
relieving,
chippies,
right?
bro? That was an amazing film experience.
Yeah, great job. John Krasinski did that. Fantastic. I thought that was his directorial debut. It wasn't. He released the movie like 2 years before that. Yeah, it's called The Manlocks or something like that.
Are you sure about this?
100%.
Because I know he directed some episodes of The Office and stuff like that.
Yeah, that as well. But The Haulers is a movie he released in 2016,
okay.
2 years before A Quiet Place. So I thought it was his directorial debut, but it is not. That is a first fun fact of the day. But super really cool. Before we go into like the main topics and everything, talking a little bit more about The Quiet Place 2, the first one. What is one of the best like movie experiences you've experienced?
I definitely think The Quiet Place. I think the biggest one that comes to mind is Endgame. That's probably top. You can't. I think people talk about Star Wars. That's probably our Star Wars, and it won't be topped for another 15 years.
Yeah, 100%. I have the Darth Vader entrance from Rogue One. I remember that to this day.
Yeah,
I loved so much. Not a lot of people are talking about it to this day, but I loved the Flash where he comes out in Batman vs Superman, and when in that Batman the dream sequence, dude. Not a lot of people are talking about that, but that was really cool. And how can I forget, bro? Barbarian was a unique movie experience. Yes. I took you to watch it, and I didn't even show you any trailers or anything like that. But yeah, that was a really unique movie experience. Talking a little bit more about A Quiet Place, the first one, directed by John Krasinski. Who was the cast?
Yeah, so some of the cast is Emily Blunt, who's his wife, bro.
Yeah, wife in the movie.
But I know her as Mary Poppins.
The other actress, the one that's deaf, is Millicent Simmons.
The little girl. She's actually deaf, and she's been deaf since infancy due to medication overdose. Dang.
So really interesting, and she knows sign language and stuff like that. And I think ASL, the ASL in this movie is really good and really awesome. Fun fact, dude, they shot the first A Quiet Place on film stock. So strictly film, no digital or anything. I think that's really cool. Another fun fact, John Krasinski actually motion captured most of the monster scene in the movie. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, wait, did you? No.
Yes.
John Krasinski said that his single greatest compliment on this movie he received was from Stephen King. Obviously, Up series and all that stuff.
Up?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Clown, It. Thank you. Quiet Place is an extraordinary piece of work, terrific acting, but the main thing is the silence and how it makes the camera's eyes open wide in a way few movies manage. And yeah, that's really true. One of the cool things of A Quiet Place is that in the opening grocery store scene, the shelves are mostly empty except for the potato chips. You know why?
Oh.
Like the bag of potato chips, like Lay's or whatever.
Okay.
Because when you open them, it makes the noise, and then eating them makes a lot of noise. So no one's going to eat that, It would attract the monster.
I don't remember that. Damn.
Yeah. And then the movie, The First A Quiet Place, only contains 25 lines of voice dialogue. Although sign language is used a lot, of course.
Originally, fun fact, it was only one line in the original script.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that because John Krasinski did a cut where it was no noise like at all, and a lot of people actually enjoyed that a lot. As a matter of fact, fun fact as well, the ASL wasn't going to be subtitled because John Krasinski thought you could perceive like the emotions well through the capturing through it. I think only one reviewer from the early test screenings was like, I didn't like that, I didn't capture it, and then that's what made everyone be like, okay, fine, we won't do that. Another great fun fact, dude, the characters' names are never spoken or mentioned throughout the film, but they're listed in the end credits. So that's really interesting, right? Because you don't know their names. Really cool. Some of the things I loved, big wins of the first movie. The score, dude, Marco Beltrami, he did World War Z, iRobot. The score carries the movie, I think, especially since there's not that much dialogue, so you can definitely feel it. We hear a lot of the sound design as well, and the ASL and like all the noise or whatever, but we hear the score most of the time, and it's so good, dude. I think it's one of my favorites since like 28 Days Later or whatever, because 28 Days Later had a great soundtrack, but I think like the piano, bro, there's this one piano beat, it's so good, it carries the movie so good. I love it. And also the plot, it's so genius, right? Being quieter or whatnot. What do you think about that?
I love it, dude. I know that the idea they had was like trying to make a silent film in the modern day, and I love it. I think it's really cool. There's actually another film similar to this in a way. I don't know if you know this. I think it was in the 60s, maybe 70s, long time ago. And the point is that there was these robbers that were trying to rob a bank. Have you heard about this?
No.
And the alarm system is based on sound. So they had to rob the whole bank with no sound. And so I think that's a fun idea too. But I love that idea, dude. I love it when there's it's also funny how there's just trends in films, because right after this we also got Blackbird, and that movie was like, you can't see. And then it
started the trend. That's so smart. The trend, I didn't realize that.
But yeah, dude, I loved it.
Yeah, let's go with The Quiet Place Day 1 now. Obviously there's A Quiet Place Part 2, which is a great movie as well, starring Oppenheimer. What's his name?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah. So fantastic movie as well. But let's just go to A Quiet Place Day 1. It's directed by Michael Sarnowski.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But the only other movie he's done that's like really famous is The Pig. Never seen it. But the cast, Joseph Quinn, obviously from Stranger Things. Flame On now.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Lupita Nyong'o, who what movie did she do with Lupita Nyong'o? She did, I think, that movie Get Out. No, Lupita. Oh, she did Us. She did Us. She's done Us and Black Panther. There you go. And 12 Years a Slave also. So Lupita Nyong'o, and then Alex Wolff. He's the one from Hereditary. He broke his nose. He comes out in this movie. I thought that was really awesome. And then there's a cat named Frodo.
Nice.
Which takes place a lot throughout the movie. Fun fact, Lupita Nyong'o is actually terrified of cats, but she carries the cat with her at all times.
Dang.
She had to undergo cat therapy to like play this role of Samira.
You think that's true, bro?
Well, I mean, I'm terrified of like, not tarantulas, but like if I was in a movie that had to do with tarantulas and I had to have them around me, I mean, therapy would be the way to go.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just a cynical person, bro.
Oh my God, whatever. Paramount has stated that this is not a continuation of Part 2. This is a prequel, of course. That's a fact. Sam claims that Frodo's a service cat in order to sneak him into the theater, but that's not true. It's a joke. There actually isn't really a thing as a service cat. In the U.S., only dogs and miniature horses can be designated as service dogs or service animals. And it takes years of training. So whatever. And then there's this famous spot in the movie, especially it's Pasty's Pizzeria or whatever. It's in Harlem. It's considered many as the originator of the New York style pizza. So very famous or whatever.
So what do you think are some of the things that like the movie does really good?
Yeah, so I think Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn, great chemistry, great actors as well. Come on, bro. You're getting some of the best here. I also think that the tension is really good in this movie. Not like great, not as great as the first one, but the tension builds up pretty nicely. I'll say that.
So let me ask you a quick question, if you don't mind me asking you. So I when I saw the trailers, I was fearful of them doing an aliens thing. Do you know what I mean by that? The first movie of Alien had one alien, and it was incredibly difficult.
And then
the next one had like 50 aliens, and you could shoot one in the head, and it was done. And I kind of saw the trailer, and there was like a bunch of them. How do you feel that they treated the monsters, the creatures, the aliens?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, yeah, it was kind of like, I think what made the first one really good is that we didn't know what they even looked like.
I wanted them never to show them throughout the movie.
I think that would have been so cool.
I wanted them never to be shown.
If it would have been like a blur, like The Flash, you don't never see them. That's fantastic.
Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, you see them a lot here, and I mean, you're scared of them for sure. And it's funny because like Joseph Quinn did Stranger Things, which were with the Demogorgon, so it's like almost the same monster. But I mean, I didn't like that. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like that. I didn't like that there was just like a bunch of monsters. I mean, I get it's New York or whatever, but like still, whatever.
Because I think how cool would it have been if there was just 5 of them in all of New York, right?
And then they're just hunting down
over there.
Yeah.
Like, I heard it's in. I think that would have been super cool.
Way better. Yeah, they do a couple of things that I'll get to right now.
Yeah.
Also, the premise is unique on this movie. Like, that's a big win. Like, a different take on characters that, like, for example, one of the big things in the show, they show it in the movie. Sorry, they show it in the trailer as well. I didn't want to really tell you because it's something you discover early on, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But Lupita Nyong'o's character Samira, in the first shot of the movie, you see that she's in hospice, so that means that she's gonna pass away soon.
Mm-hmm.
So like most characters fight to survive, but she's like, I'm dying soon. Like I really don't care, type of things. She's just
interesting.
She has one objective, which I think is kind of like a dumb objective, if I'm being honest with you. No shame to the movie, but like whatever.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like it does, and I love when a movie does this. Because I think that's what makes good movies. Gets a premise we're familiar with and kind of flips it around. Because even the first one was like 4 people, right? You never saw anybody else. 4 people against these creatures, and now it's like 100 people, whatever.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you think it did wrong that have kind of failed?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but the big one, and I'm sorry, Pito, don't come after me, the cat.
Really?
I am so sorry. Maybe I'm a dog person. I really am. But the cat, bro, the cat, like, not only is it a super unrealistic cat, like, I've known cats in my life. If they see another animal or anything, they start either purring or like trying or whatever.
Groot,
bro.
I had a cat named Groot.
Yeah. The cat, bro. I would have offed the cat like the minute I saw the monsters. And I think about
you
it.
don't have to off the cat, but just let it loose, bro.
Well, the monsters are gonna get it.
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather it die peacefully, bro.
What if it doesn't though?
Well, I have a dog named Charlie, bro. I love Charlie. I truly love Charlie. So
Charlie started following me on Instagram.
Let's go, Charlie. Love you.
I reached out to him.
No way.
I was like, woof woof, bark.
Oh, Charlie. Where's my picture of me and Charlie? All right, whatever. I miss him. But I think I would have probably offed Charlie, bro. Like, Charlie would have barked at those monsters, bro. Charlie barks at anyone.
So
I would have figured something out.
Damn, bro.
But I mean, I would have, like, for example, there's a safe gate in this movie, as in like, oh, there's a way to survive, like a way to go or whatever. So like, obviously people are trying to go there or whatnot, right? Yeah. Obviously there's a plan of attack. Like I would have tried in the beginning. It's not like, oh, I see the monsters, Charlie, bye. No, like, of course. But anyways, the cat really didn't do it for me. Sorry, Frodo. Yeah. Maybe next year. The pacing in this movie, kind of slow, bro. I was like, what are we doing here? And yeah, I think they could have also handled the fact that like the monsters landed and whatnot, and like people already knew that you needed to make noise to attract them. You know what I mean? They could have handled like the figuring that out way differently.
Would you have been okay if they never figured it out throughout the whole movie?
No, I think they should have discovered it. I mean, it was day one, but like they could have done something else, right? Like they could have figured it out in another way. They could have handled that like a lot better, I think. Like use that to their advantage in a way, but nah, like people were already like, shh. So I'm like, whatever. Also, this was like a huge L for me, and I don't know what they're talking about. I love watching movies in IMAX. I watched this movie in IMAX. And IMAX is more immersive, not only the sound, but also the screen, right? And the aspect ratio of IMAX is very different, so you get to see more resolution or aspect ratio in a movie. Mm-hmm. But it makes me so mad that this movie didn't have that aspect ratio. So maybe it was just like IMAX audio or whatever, but like, dude, like, come on, give me that resolution of IMAX.
Did that happen in your theater only?
I was in IMAX theater, and they showed the Joker trailer, which was full IMAX screen, and it was full screen. And then they showed the Quiet Place, and it wasn't that. Anyways, I love IMAX though. You guys are fantastic, and I love watching movies in IMAX. The sound design was really great though. I'll say that. That's a big win. I didn't mention. Let me give you my final mate, or my final verdict of this movie. Overall, I think this is a solid movie. If it was an introduction to a franchise, I think it would have been a lot differently, but we've gotten a Quiet Place day one that has a bar so high. I give it a 3 out of 5, bro. 3 out of 5. So I don't know, bro. That's it for me. Are you gonna watch this movie?
Not anymore. You ruined it.
Did I really? No, there's still a lot that's gonna happen.
I still want to watch it. I'm still interested in it. But I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of the fact that the movie maybe wasn't a huge hit, do you think it was a smart move to make this movie, to make this Arkham Origins, if you will?
Funny, dude. Jeremy John said something about this is like the Arkham Origins of the Arkham
really?
cities. Yeah,
Oh
dude,
my
that's so funny.
bro,
Because he's like, I love Arkham Origins and it's a good game. Doesn't touch close to the cities or you know, Asylum.
That's crazy.
So,
I
yeah,
feel like
he
me and him
literally-
have always had very similar.
Jeremy John's be on this
Be
podcast.
on this podcast, bro. Make us happy, bro.
I love you, bro.
Awesome, tacular.
Yeah, I mean, awesome tacular. That's funny. This is awesome tacular. I think it's solid, but they could have handled it way better. I would have rather seen day one of John Krasinski's family figuring it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that way we would have gotten more of John Krasinski as well. But
Yeah.
he executively produces movies.
Yeah,
so.
that's just what they say. So you go watch the movie, bro.
That is true. I mean, it is his story as well. So
Yeah.
anyways, that's pretty much it with The Quiet Place Day One. There's a lot of other movies we're gonna watch. Go ahead and watch that co-op cinema episode where we just talk about all these movies and stuff like that and movies we're gonna watch in the future. I want to remind you guys, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel or TikTok, make sure to follow us there. If you guys are listening on the Apple Podcast and Spotify, please give us those 5-star ratings. We have 5 right now. One of my goals at the end of this year is to have like 50. We're halfway through the year, so we just need 10 times more. 45. So yeah, if you guys could give us those 5-star ratings, it honestly goes a long way and it doesn't take too long.
Yeah. We're also on Instagram now as well.
We launched the Instagram, so if you guys can check us out there and give a like to those videos, we really do appreciate it. And I hope the content is entertaining. If it's not, let us know in the comments. But that's it. God bless you guys. Thank you, Co-op Crew.